Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. I'm Mrs. Afshin Imran. Students, are you here? Please reply me so that I can understand that you are listening me. Walaikum assalam. Okay, very good of you that you all are here. I'm fine. Hope you all are fine in your home. Okay. Now I will give you time at the end to ask any question. Okay. Now don't disturb the class and only listen. Now I'm going to deliver another lecture of English literature today. Hope you have understood lesson number 1, which we have completed by Tom. Now I'm going to give you another lecture. Please don't disturb the class. The person who is making the lines, I know about you and I will complain your parents. So please be careful. Okay, and don't disturb the class. Now I am starting my lecture number 4. It is about lesson number 2, Huckleberry Finn. I have already told you that Huckleberry Finn was the full name of a boy who was very rude, wild, lazy in St. Petersburg. His mother had died and his father was always drunk, so no one was there to look after him. Because of that, he had got many bad habits, and because of that, nobody liked him in the village. And no child was no allowed to play with him. Okay. Usually parents did not allow their children to play with these kind of children, and same thing happened to Huckleberry Finn as well. Huckleberry Finn was the full name and his nickname was Huck. And now concentrate on your lecture. It is lesson number 2. We have already done lesson number 1. I think you all have understood the story and you are enjoying the story. It is really interesting. Now we come to page number 9. It is about Huckleberry Finn. That is lesson number 2. Now listen to my reading so that you will understand the pronunciation of different words, as well as I want to tell you that I have marked some of the words in each page, underlined some of the words so that you will find their meanings and write them in the notebook, rough notebook, so that you can understand whenever you repeat the lecture, okay, or whenever you read the lesson from your book. Now I'm starting, please concentrate. The next day, Tom had to go to Sunday school and the morning meeting in church. If you remember, we have done lesson number 1 and it was about Saturday when there was a holiday, but Tom wasn't punished to paint the fence. Now it is the next day story here, and it was the Sunday, and Tom had to go to Sunday school as well as to the church. It was not a thing he usually liked doing. He hated having to get dressed in his best clothes. He spent most of the time in Sunday school pulling the girls' hair. The teacher had to tell him to behave himself more than once. What happened? He did not like to go to Sunday school as well as daily school and on the church in the church because he did not enjoy there and he did not want to listen the speeches there. And but when he went to Sunday school, he continued disturbing the people and he pulled the girls' hair, and because of that teachers were scolding him again and again to behave himself. At 10:30, all the children marched into church to sit with their parents. Tom never listened to the prayers or the speeches. What happened at half past 10, that means 10:30, all the children with their parents went to the church and then they sat there. The priest started his speeches or prayers, but Tom never listened to them, and Tom did not like them. He did not sing any of the hymns, and hymn is a song which is sung in the praise of God. But Tom did not like to sing any hymns as well. Actually, his mind was on other things. He wanted excitement and adventures in everywhere. So he wanted some type of adventure in the church as well. This morning he had brought a large black beetle to church with him. It was in a box in his pocket during the priest talk, which was so boring that many people were soon almost asleep. He took the box out and opened it. What happened on that day when he was in the church with the family members? He brought a large black beetle in the church and he put that beetle in the box and he put the box in the pocket. He wanted to enjoy there with the beetle. And during the pre-talk, when everybody was listening but nobody liked it, it was so boring. So, and the people were almost sleeping. So he took out the box and opened it. Suddenly, immediately, the beetle pinched his finger. Pinch means bit or bite. His finger with its sharp jaws. Tom shook his hand and hurriedly put a sore finger into his mouth. You should know that beetle is a small insect, but it bit very sharply with because of sharp jaws. So Tom suddenly took his hand and put his finger into the mouth to make it some uh, painless. Okay, the beetle was and the beetle who was from the open box, it was thrown into the floor and lay on its back. When it fell down, it lay on its back and it was unable to turn over. It was trying to turn over and make a proper position. Tom looked at it and wanted to get it back, but it was too far away. What happened? Tom wanted to take it back inside the box, but it was moving far away. Other people around Tom had noticed the beetle and they were watching it too. What happened? There were other people also around Tom and they also looked at the beetle and they were watching it continuously and they wanted to know where it was going. Someone had brought a little dog into the church as well. He came and looked at the beetle. Another person brought a little dog into the church, so dog was very much interested in the beetle. He took a great interest. He looked at the beetle. He began to wag his tail excitedly. He was moving his tail because he was excited to see the beetle. He walked around it and smelled it from the safe distance. First of all, the dog moved around the beetle and wanted to wanted to see him from the closer area, but from the safe distance. Actually, this is the story of Tom Sawyer in which different lessons are there. This lesson name is Huckleberry Finn. Okay. Now, what happened? Then he walked round it again, nearer it this time. At last, he got too clever and touched it with his nose. Now, the dog moved closer to the beetle and then he touched the beetle with his nose. There was a cry of pain as the dog shook his head. What happened suddenly when the nose of the dog touched the beetle? Beetle bit the nose of the dog. And then the dog was crying of pain and he shook his head and the beetle fell again 2 yards away on its back again because it was now present on the nose of the dog. Now I hope you have understood the story and you are enjoying the story. Now I'm giving you a quick review of page number 9. Tom did not want to go to Sunday school and the church. I've already told you many times before. He hated to dress up in his best clothes. The one of the reason for not going to school and the church was that he did not want to dress up in the best clothes. He wanted to wear always dirty clothes. When he went to Sunday school, he misbehaved in Sunday school by pulling girls' hair. So the teacher scolded him for his behavior. You know that it is very bad thing to disturb any other person or to pull the hair of any person. So the teacher scolded him for his misbehavior. Tom never listened to the prayers or the speeches in the church. He did not want to listen any prayers, any speeches. He did not want to sing any of the hymns as well. I have already told you hymns is the song which has to sing in praise of God. He prayed. He brought a large black beetle to church with him in a box. He wanted to enjoy with the beetle. During the priest talk, he opened the box. Now, what happened? The beetle, when it suddenly opened, the beetle pinched Tom's finger with its sharp jaws. He put his sore finger into his mouth. Sore means painful finger. The beetle was thrown onto the floor. Tom wanted to get it back, but it moved far away. Tom wanted to close it again or put it inside the box, but it moved far away. Some other people noticed the beetle. Another person brought a little dog into the church. The dog looked at the beetle and became excited. Actually, dog was getting the interest in the beetle and he became excited. He wanted to play or he wanted to touch it. He came closer to beetle and touched it with his nose, but he did a terrible mistake. He shook his head as the beetle bit him on the nose. The beetle fell 2 yards away. Now I come to page number 10. I think you are enjoying this story. Here you can see the picture of dog and the beetle here on the floor. I think this was Tom, this is Tom or the priest, whatever, but it is the picture of the church, inside of the church. Now you can see that many people sitting near Tom had to hide their faces in their handkerchiefs to stop themselves laughing. Now, people who were looking at the beetle and the dog play, they were laughing, but they were hiding their faces under the handkerchiefs. The dog looked around and began to attack the beetle again. The dog became angry and he wanted to attack the beetle. My sound is clear now. Okay, it's very good. Now listen to me very carefully. Now dog wanted to attack again. At this time with his paws. Okay. He jumped at it several times, but when it did not move, he got tired of the game. He wanted to jump on the beetle again and again, but nothing happened to beetle. But dog became tired. He followed an ant instead. Now he left the beetle and there was an ant present, so he went to play with the ant, but grew tired once more. Again, he did not do anything with the ant, so he became very tired. He yawned, sighed, completely forgot about the beetle, and sat down on it. Now he became very tired, so he took a deep breath and then forgot about the beetle and wanted to take rest. So he sat down somewhere. What happened? But suddenly there was a wild scream of pain, wild shouting of pain as the beetle pinched the dog again and held on to him. What happened? The dog sat down on the beetle. So, so beetle again bit him and he jumped by a scream of pain. He was shouting with the pain. He was crying, and the dog raced up and down the church. Here and there, he was moving here and there in the church, yelping noisily. Yelping means shouting very noisily. He ran past the priest and returned to his master. He went near the priest as well and then returned to his master, who quickly put him outside. The master took him outside because he was in very much pain. The little dog's cries of pain faded away as he ran off into the distance. Now, people were listening the cries of pain of dog, but it faded away when the master and the dog moved farther. Then what happened? By this time, everybody in the church was red faced with silent laughter. Now, all the people in the church, they understood what had happened and they looked what had happened with the dog. So they were all laughing and their face became red because of the laughter. But they were silently laughing. Although the priest continued with his boring talk about good and bad behavior, no one was really listening. Priest was continuing his talk about the good and bad behavior, and it was so boring that no one was listening. When Tom went home, he was quite cheerful. Now they all went home, and cheerful means Tom was quite happy at that time. He had enjoyed his visit to church that morning. He had enjoyed a lot in the church. There was only one thing wrong. He thought it was all right for the dog to play with his beetle, but it was unkind of him to run away with it. Now, he thought that he wanted to bring the beetle back, but what happened because of the dog? It moved as somewhere. So Tom did not like that. Now we come to the next part of the same lesson. Tom saw toe. Now Sunday was over. Next day came. That means Monday. On Monday morning, Tom Sawyer was unhappy. He became unhappy on Monday because it was the new day or new week started to go to school. Because it was the start of another week in school, he lay in bed thinking. He wished he was sick. Now, actually, he lay in bed. He did not come from the bed and he wanted to think some lame excuse to stay at home. He did not want to go to school actually. Now I want to give you a quick review of page number 10. I hope you all are understanding me very clearly and you are enjoying this story as well. Now the people hid their faces in the handkerchiefs to stop laughing because they were all watching dog and beetle play. The dog attacked the beetle with his paws. He jumped at it several times, but the beetle did not move. The dog followed an ant but became tired. I have already told you when the dog was tired with the beetle play, then he followed an ant but again became tired. He forgot about the beetle and sat on it. He actually forgot about beetle and ant and he wanted to take some rest. But what happened? He did a terrible mistake. He sat on the beetle. The beetle pinched the dog again and he screamed with pain. The dog raced up and down the church, yelping noisily. He was shouting noisily. He was crying with the pain. And his master quickly put him outside. Everybody in the church was red faced with silent laughter. Everybody was enjoying the dog and beetle play, but they were all laughing silently. The priest was talking about good and bad behavior. Priest was talking about the good and bad behavior in his speech, but no one was listening. No one in the church was listening. The priest. Tom went home back and he enjoyed his visit to the church. Now I come to page number 11. Then he could stay at home. Tom wanted to find a or think about the lame excuse so that he could stay at home. He felt himself all over but could not find could find nothing wrong. Suddenly he discovered something. One of his upper teeth was loose. This was lucky. He was just going to start making noises as if he were in pain when he remembered something. What happened? He was looking at himself and he was trying to find an excuse. At the same time, he found his upper teeth, it was loose. So he wanted to make this excuse. So he started making noises as if he were in great pain. But he remembered something. If he complained about a bad tooth, his aunt would pull it out and that would hurt. So he decided not to make that an excuse for staying at home. He felt himself all over again, and this time he found a sore toe. It wasn't really that bad, but Tom decided to use it as his excuse. What happened? When he remembered that Aunt Polly would take his loose teeth out. So so he decided not to give this that as an excuse. He again saw himself and then he found a sore toe. So it was not so much bad, but Tom decided to make it an excuse. He lay in bed and making horrible noises as if he was in great pain. Now he was crying and making noises. Sid was fast asleep. Tom groaned even louder than before. Sid woke up and came over to Tom's bed. What happened? I have already told you that Sid was sharing the room with Tom upstairs. Their room was upstairs. Sid was sleeping, but Tom was making so much loud noises that Sid woke up. And when saw that Tom was groaning with pain, he came to Tom and asked him, "What's the matter, Tom?" he asked. "Who said, 'Don't touch me,'" groaned Tom. "Why? What's the matter, Tom? I must call Auntie." "No, don't bother. It will all be over soon. Don't call anybody." Now, what happened? Sid was asking the matter from Tom, but he said not to touch him because he was in great pain. Sid was asking, "What's the matter?" He wanted to call Aunt Polly, but Tom said, "Don't bother and don't call anyone because everything will be over soon." But I must, I must. Don't groan like that. Tom, it's terrible. "I forgive you all the bad things you have ever done to me," said Tom, still groaning. Now, Sid said he wanted to call Aunt Polly, but Tom said he forgave Sid for doing all the bad things to him. "Oh, Tom, you are not dying, are you?" "Don't, Tom. Please don't die. I forgive everybody," said. "Tell them so," said. Now, Tom was behaving like he was in great pain and he was dying. So he said to Sid to that Tom had forgiven everybody. So informed everybody. Sid became very much worried. He had gone and he ran downstairs and shouted, "Oh, Aunt Polly, come quickly, come quickly. Tom's dying." "Dying?" Aunt Polly was surprised and shocked. She said, "What happened?" "Yes, don't wait. Come quickly." Now Sid said to Aunt Polly that, "Come quickly to see Tom." "Don't be silly. I don't believe it." Aunt Polly was saying that she did not believe anything, but she ran upstairs to see what happened to Tom. She ran upstairs with Sid and Mary close behind her. Mary and Sid were also there. "Marusha, please turn off your camera." When she got to Tom's bedside, she said, "Tom, what's the matter with you?" Now, Aunt Polly went nearer to Tom and she asked what's the matter to him. Now I'm going a quick review of page 11 to you. Listen to me very carefully. It was Monday, the start of another week in school, and because of that, Tom did not want to go to school. So Tom was thinking of an excuse for not going to school. Suddenly, he got an idea. His one upper tooth was loose. So he wanted to make noises as if he were in pain. But suddenly he remembered something, that if he complained about the loose tooth, his aunt would pull it out. He decided to make any other excuse. Tom found his sore toe. He found that his he found his sore toe. So sore means painful. So he wanted to make it as an excuse to stay at home. He laid in the bed and started making horrible noises as if he was in great pain. Sid, his brother, woke up and asked what happened to him. Tom said Sid not to touch him as he would be over soon. He would be dying. He also said that he forgave Sid for all bad things done to him. Sid got worried and said Tom not to die, please. Sid ran downstairs and called Aunt Polly. He was so much worried, so he called Aunt Polly to see what's the matter with Tom. Aunt Polly went to see Tom. She asked about the matter. Now I come to the page number 12. Oh, Auntie, it's my sore toe. It's dead. Now Tom said to Aunt Polly that about his sore toe that it was dead. Oh, Tom, what a fright you gave me. Now stop this noise and get out of that bed. Now Aunt Polly was scolding him and said to him that get out of that bed. You made me afraid, but stop this noise. It was not so much painful or so much terrible. Aunt Polly, it seemed that, and it hurt so much that I even forgot about my sore tooth, replied Tom. Now Tom understood that Aunt Polly knew about the planning of Tom, so he said that the toe was becoming dead and it was hurting so much that he forgot about his sore tooth. He wanted to give another excuse as well. Your tooth? What's the matter with your tooth? Now Aunt Polly asked about the tooth. It's loose and it hurts. Now Tom said it was loose and because of that it hurts. Now open your mouth and let me see, said his aunt. Yes, you have got a loose one there, but you are not going to die because of that. Now Aunt Polly saw his tooth and she said, yes, it was loose, but it was not so much painful that you would die because of that. Mary, get me a silk thread and a piece of coal from the kitchen fire. Now she called Mary and told him to bring a silk thread and a piece of coal from the kitchen fire. Oh, please, Auntie, don't pull it out. It doesn't hurt anymore. Please don't, Auntie. I don't want to stay at home from school. Now, Tom understood that Aunt Polly would pull the tooth out, so he said it doesn't hurt, it did not hurt so much or anymore, so he wanted to go to school. Oh, you don't you? So, all this noise was because you thought you would be able to stay at home from school and go fishing. You are a bad boy, Tom. Now, Aunt Polly understood everything and she said that Tom was a bad boy because he was making the excuses for not going to school and he wanted to go for fishing. By this time, Mary had returned. The old lady tied one end of the thread to Tom's tooth and the other end to the bedpost. Now, what happened? Mary brought the things. So, Aunt Polly tied the thread from one end to the Tom's tooth and the other end to the bedpost, the side of the bed. She took the piece of hot coal and suddenly pushed it almost into the boy's face. Tom's had pulled back fast and now the tooth was out, hanging on the thread by the bedpost. Now Aunt Polly pulled the tooth out from the mouth of the Tom. Plans for an adventure. As Tom was on his way to school that morning, he met Huckleberry Finn. Huck was the son of a man who was always drunk. He had no mother and no one looked after him. All the mothers of the town disliked him because he was lazy, wild, rude, and bad. None of the children were allowed to play with him. Tom wished he could live like Huck, but like the rest, he had been told not to play with him. So he played with him every time he got the chance. Now, Tom was going to school because his tooth was out of his mouth. When he went to school, he met Huckleberry Finn on the way, and there was a brief introduction of Huck written here that Huck was the son of a man who was always drunk. his mother was died and there was no one to look after him, so he wished whatever he do, whatever he did, whatever he wished. There was no one to scold him or to tell him about the good and the bad things. No one liked him in the village. All the mothers disliked him very much because he was very lazy, wild, rude, and bad. He had possessed many bad habits as well. And the mothers did not allow their children to play with him. Tom liked the life of Huck, that how he lived a life, because no one was there to stop him to do bad things or to do whatever he wanted. So he played with him every time when he ever he got the chance. Now I am giving you a brief review here. Tom informed the aunt about his sore toe. Aunt Polly asked him to stop that noise and get out of the bed. Tom said that his toe hurt him so much that he forgot about his sore tooth. Two excuses at the same time. But Aunt Polly asked about his tooth. She ordered him to open his mouth to see the tooth. She told him that he would not die because of that, because it did not hurt so much as she wanted to take it out. Aunt Polly asked Mary to bring a silk thread and a piece of coal. Now Tom became afraid because he understood that Aunt Polly knew his plan. Tom became afraid and said his aunt not to pull that tooth out. He said that his tooth did not hurt anymore. He did not want to stay at home from school. Now he said that he did not want to stay at home and he wanted to go to school. Aunt Polly understood that Tom was making lame excuses, and then in the meantime, Mary brought the thread and the coal. Aunt Polly tied one end of the thread to Tom's tooth and the other end to the bedpost. She took the piece of hot coal and pushed it into the boy's face. Tom's head pulled back fast and the tooth was out hanging on the thread. Now, in the last paragraph, only the introduction of the Huck Finn has been given, that Huck had no mother, his father was always drunk, he had got many bad habits, and because of that, people in the village, mostly the mothers, did not like him and they did not allow their children to play with him. Tom liked his lifestyle, and because of that, he played with Huck whenever he got the chance, as well as he took Huck in many of his adventures as well. I hope you have understood the story very easily, very clearly, and you have enjoyed the story. Give me your response that whether it is interesting or not. Do you like it? And this is the time to ask me any questions. Okay, so that if you have got any problem, I will clear it. Write in the chat so that I will give you reply. Do you have any question? Please reply. I want to share you that you all know that the homework submission, English language homework submission dates has been extended. It is now 13th of July and 14th of July. I'm not giving any homework today. Okay, you will have the lot of time to complete language work. Okay, Yes, the story is very funny and interesting. I understand, and I hope you all like it. I'm not giving you any assignment today. I have taken your attendance. Already I have taken. And I want to tell you that you have a lot of time to complete the language assignment. So do it very neatly. Uh, uh, Whatever I have told you about how to do, I will announce the English literature submission dates afterwards on the Google Classroom. So go through it, but it will take time. So at least for after 4 or 5 days, I will tell you, or Monday. And do the work very neatly and do everything correctly, because you know that all the assignments has got marks. So you will have to do it very neatly. I want you to take 10 out of 10 in each assignment. So please do them very correctly and very neatly. No, don't submit literature homework with language. I will collect only the language copies for checking only. Okay? Do not submit literature work. If you have completed, keep it with yourself. If you have corrected your ID, it's most welcome. It's okay. It's very good of you. Okay, one more thing, SMPA portal form has to be filled and submit as soon as possible, and correct your IDs as well. When you will join the online class, you will have to come with your own ID or real name. Please don't come with any other ID, because it is very difficult to mark your attendance then. So please, some of you are still very late. Alida Alam, you have submitted the form. You have only filled it. Please submit it. Okay. Very good of you, all of you. You have submitted. Those who have still not submitted, please complete it, fill it, and submit as soon as possible, so that there will be no problem in marking your attendance, in identifying you. Okay. Now the time is almost gone. Only 1 minute is left. I want to stop here. School management will inform you about everything. Okay. Now I want to stop here. We'll continue our lecture on Tuesday, inshallah, in the next week. Okay. Allah Hafiz.